4. We're going to be live here with your first semifinal match between DerpyTroller and Siambane. And tonight, I actually joined here by Pafra.
Hi, guys. How are you, Alex?
This is good. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's super early in the morning, so my brain is just waking up.
Well, it's nothing like Little Hearthstone in the morning. And tonight we have sort of an interesting thing. We actually already have the deck list for all the players tonight. So I think it's some interesting stuff looking at these lineups. You know, DerpyTroller is bringing Warrior, Warlock, Shaman, and Paladin. But we also know the archetypes there too.
Yeah, I mean, we see the mid-range warrior a lot. We see Zoo, we see N'Zoth, Pally, and the shaman, the mid-range shaman is like really huge on the ladder right now. How about Siambane? What lineup did he bring?
Well, some different things there. I mean, we're seeing a tempo mage, we're seeing a mid-range hunter, so we don't see too much of that. And then Zoo and Shaman as well. I think they're actually running the same Shaman list. And the one thing, though, that's pretty interesting with Siambane's lineup is there's a Crazed Alchemist, and not only Zoo, which we've seen a little bit, but also that tempo mage, so probably targeting N'Zoth Paladin.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. I'd like to see that. So I guess since DerpyTroller has the N'Zoth Pally, we're gonna see him try and use that. Oh, wait, do we have the bans up yet?
So let's take a look here. Now, do you think N'Zoth Paladin, like, it's done pretty well a lot of turns. It's actually the most popular deck at EU prelims, but at the same time, it's a deck I think a lot of people can target.
Yeah, I know that some people bring up a whole lineup specifically to just ban N'Zoth and just not have to deal with it at all. So there's that lineup, or you're going to just add the N'Zoth into your lineup and then, have a different strategy. Maybe ban the Shaman since it's really strong.
Yeah, and it looks like tonight Derpy's Warrior is going to be banned. CM's Shaman is going to be banned. So creates quite an interesting matchup, and we're actually going to get into the first game right here. Looks like DerpyTroller is going to be starting on Warlock, and Siambane's going to be a Warlock as well. So it's Zoo versus Zoo to start the night.
That's fun. Do any of them have the Sea Giants in their lists?
I believe they're both actually running Sea Giants, and Doomguard is in some of the lists. We talked about Siambane, running that Crazed Alchemist. Probably won't get a lot of traction here. What are you really looking for as a Zoo player in the Mirror matchup?
First, you want to gain board control. That is key.
Gain board control.
Yeah, so it's all about, at the start, it's all just about fighting for board control. And then once you own it, it basically just snowballs from there.
Yeah, it used to be that there used to be a little, and if it could be decided in the first few turns when on a creeper or wherever it hit based on Night Juggler. That used to be one of the big things. Looks like here DerpyTroller is going to be opening up, get 2 1-drops on the board. Siambane, though, I'm really looking at that hand because on turn 3, Imp Game Boss is really a card in this matchup I think it's going to do a lot of work.
Definitely. It's always nice to drop the Imp Gang Boss or the Councilman on turn 3.
Yeah, because a Councilman on 3 is going to have to be met with Power Overwhelming or a bunch of other resources that don't look too great. Now, DerpyTroller I think actually has an interesting turn. You could go ahead. Yeah, you could drop Night Juggler and take the juggle at the same time. If you hit face, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, you really want to hit one of these minions and kill one of them off. But I think the Void Walker seems a lot better compared to Juggler. You can take down those 2 1/1s. And he's just gonna. I think DerpyTroller's just gonna. He could break the Divine Shield here, or he could just go face or break the other 1/1 Death Rattle guy.
Just gonna hit the face. Yeah, it's interesting though. I think Voidwalker, even though off turn 2, not always the best thing you want to play, just having that health against these 1/1s is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, it's like a wall for the 1/1s right now. So that's why Siambane chooses not to attack just yet. Imp Gang Boss against Imp Gang Boss on both of their turn 3s. It's looking completely like a mirror match right now. Everything you do, I'm gonna do. pretty much.
And then somebody's gonna do it eventually better, you know. So I think like DerpyTroller has those cards like Defender of Argus and Game Boss, Knife Juggler. At the same time, if Siambane can get some sort of value from those dire wolves, then that could really be like a kind of a big turn, right?
Yeah. Ooh.
I think you can take out the yeah.
Yeah, it can buff the Imp Gang boss up to 4 to take down the other DerpyTroller's Imp Gang.
I mean, that's all you're really looking for, right? You just need to like get this board down, start controlling it, like you said, and now it's just 2/1/1s, and you don't have the luxury of. I mean, yeah, you have Defender of Argus, but even just making 2/2/2s on this turn isn't that great.
Yeah, so he's real. DerpyTroller doesn't want a Defender of Argus just now because he needs to put the Imp Gang boss to make more one little imps to take down such a big board.
Here comes Doomcaller. I like that right there. You know, just play the Doomcaller. 5/7 body. Yeah, you have to discard a card, but look at this board you create from that play now. You know, you have all the damage you need. You have the board control. And I think just from here, it's going to be just very difficult. We don't have Implosion anymore. We don't have cards like that. So what can DerpyTroller really pull here?
Ritual. That's pretty much it. And then
That's...
he's supposed to like take down a minion seed on his next turn with Power Overwhelming, but he didn't tap into that. So it's going to be the end of it just there.
I mean, just a quick zoo game to start us off. I mean, you kind of called it. You said like the board control in the first few turns is so important. And we saw what happened there. Dire Wolves were able to get a ton of value. That Imp Game boss being able to trade into the other Imp Game boss. From there, it was just very difficult.
Right. It's like, it's really just all about those little tiny plays at the start, and it could affect the outcome later. Even the trading, as little as just the trading. So it just really worked out for Siambane at the start.
Yeah, and now, you know, getting that early win with the Warlock, I think now you do have those matchups that might be a little bit favorable. You still have, you know, you still have your Mage, you still have your Hunter, and you're probably looking to kind of target that N'Zoth Paladin.
So we're gonna have the second match. It's DerpyTroller with the the mid-range Shaman, and Siambane with the Tempo Mage. There's a few people who don't like the Tempo Mage in this meta, but I tried it and I like it because it's like well, with the name Tempo, once you know have board control, it just snowballs from there also pretty much.
Yeah, Flamewaker is still super powerful, right? I mean, we could see Tempo Mage still has those turns where they can really just turn the board. I think Aggro Shaman though also has a thing to say about that too. You know, lots of strong minions early on, and a lot of ways to sort of take advantage of the board state and really turn the tide.
Interesting choice with Siambane not coining the Sorcerer's Apprentice to take down the. Well, I guess it's fine because I mean I would have, as soon as he saw the Trog, I would have probably thought he might have coined the Sorcerer's Apprentice to take down the Trog, but this works out too.
Creates a pretty difficult turn for DerpyTroller, and you know you don't really want to throw out Tauntry there. Yeah, so we just see the totem coming up. I think one of the cards that got such a huge boost is definitely Mirror Image. I mean, oh my god, it's gotten play in Freeze Mage, getting a ton of play in Tempo Mage, like it was before, but it's a very good card in this meta right now.
It stops the minions, like your opponent's minions attacking your minions for like at least a whole turn. And you see the Mirror Image a lot in all Tempo Mages nearly now.
Now, so overall, do you think, what are we sort of, when, I guess, are we going to pull the trigger on the Lightning Storm, right? When are we going to sort of do something? We could do Tunnel Trog Lightning Storm right now. If we roll 3 on the Water Elemental, I mean, that would be huge.
I think that might be too risky. I think I like the Tunnel Trog and the Feral Spirit here, but it's... the Feral Spirits are just going to get eaten away, actually, by both the 3/3s. But yeah, if you want to gamble, I think maybe the Tunnel Trog and Lightning Storm isn't so bad here also. Does he feel lucky?
It would definitely be a little bit more aggressive. You usually want to save it for things like Flame Waker, at least do some damage to it, then finish it off with some of your other minions. Goes with the Feral Spirits play there. As you said, though, this board, it's going to be eaten up a little bit. And we also have things on the back end, Siambane with Azure Drakes, able to play Arcane Missiles for 0 mana right now. But just these water elementals having so much help is really, really big in this matchup.
Definitely. Ooh, Tusker, that's a card. Could get Flame Tongue out of this.
Oh,
that wouldn't really. Oh, right in between the 2 minions, if he gets Flame Tongue, he could actually take down the 3/4 water elemental. But he didn't get it.
And it
At
looks
least he has the spell totem, preparing for Lightning Storm.
Right. And what do you think about that attack right there? Just going face. Obviously it would have been very difficult. You couldn't really trade in there after you played the Tuskar. But this board,
when you can't kill a minion, you might as well just go face, really, because it's like you don't want to kill 2 of your 3 attack minions on a 3/4 or a 3/6. Really. You want him to be the one making the trades. Then you can finish his minion off later.
I think Siambane has an opportunity to gamble. We could also just see Azure Drake come down here. We do have the spell damage in hand. Cold Sorcerer, very interesting card that has been seen. I don't think people really expected that card to see a ton of play. And then, just having a 3/2 body instead of a 2/2 body with spell damage is obviously a lot better, right?
Cold Sorcerer is a nice addition now that Mad Science is on. It basically fills the two mana drop area. And it has some great synergy, of course, with the spells. He could actually... DerpyTroller could...
I wonder.
This could be a turn where, you can just fill the board. You could also go for the Lightning Storm here. You can play 1 mana 5/5 with Taunt. I think that's pretty good too, right?
I think he should Rock Biter one of his minis to take down the 3/6. There we go.
Yeah, just getting that trade off there with the 3/2. Tuskar, if you can get those types of trades off with your smaller minions as the Shaman, then that's really where you're capitalizing on. Now Lightning Storm's going to be even better, right? And now if we gain board, and then, I expect to see things like Bloodlust, things like that.
Trade. Yeah, it's nice. Now DerpyTroller is kind of forcing Siambane to probably ping down this taunt, but he doesn't realize that he has the Arcane Blast with a lot of spell damage to take down
6 damage.
this taunt.
I think, is this a missile time too? You're getting a pretty good amount, right?
Yeah, oh wow, this value.
I guess you don't have to.
Oh, that's a perfect Lightning Storm. That kills everything, for sure.
And Manti Totem, if it is able to stick on the board for a few turns, that's the thing where Shaman can stall, but Manti Totem can really bring Shaman back. And off the top, the Flame Waker is probably gonna just deal a lot. If it's able to take out the Manti Totem here, yep, there we go.
Perfect missiles and...
What are you looking for now? Flamery, Faceless, things like that. This is where... Oh, alright, well, there it is. Damn it. There's the Flame Reave. It's okay, Shaman's in a bad spot, but then you draw into a 7/7 for 4 mana, right?
But Siambane does carry the Fireball. So he could actually deal with this already.
Yeah, you take it out. You have Brag in hand for next turn. You're gonna be able to start pushing the game, unless Shaman has things like Hex, things like that they have. But this is where Tempo Mage can start rolling. I think once they gain a little bit of advantage, it's very hard for Shaman to come back here.
I think at this point everyone's just top. They're both just top decking, so it really depends on who gets the best cards when they're top decking. But the Rag is a really great card to have. Oh, Bloodlust. Bloodlust could actually. I think he's just not gonna use it yet. He's just gonna build up his board first, and he doesn't mind that the Rag will just snipe the random thing. It might snipe a totem, and he's fine with that.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where you just hope that Rag hits your totems every turn and you're able to make a totem. And then finally, maybe get a chance to Bloodlust.
Right.
Rag's gonna hit face though. Rag
There we go, here's the Hex. Hex and Rockbiter down the 3-2. He's probably gonna use it on his totem. He doesn't want to take any more damage. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, good. I thought he might have hexed the Rag before doing that. I was like, nope.
This is just, it's a very interesting matchup in terms of what happens. Okay, yeah, there's the fireball. So now it's going to turn into, okay. Yeah, I think Siambane's just going to start pinning every turn. An event, another hex.
Another hex, but nothing to hex. How many turns is that if he's just gonna ping until he... Oh!
You just play it? I think you play it, right?
Yeah, and just test your luck.
So,
One arc missile to the face, that's good enough. That's lethal next turn.
It's getting hot in here.
Don't... Siambane's gonna take it, and DerpyTroller's just gonna be like, oh no, you had the other fireball this whole time. That's why he wasn't playing that card.
No, it's interesting. Like, once both players just got into that mode of top decking turn after turn, I think it's in the mage's favor at that point. Just because they're more, not as much damage is coming from the shaman there in terms of, you know, spells. You don't have things like that. But all right, Siambane's up 2-0 already, getting the win with the mage. Next, we're gonna see mid-range hunter though, and that's a deck we don't really have completely refined yet. Do you think it's gonna be able to carry through and close out the series?
I think it's a great deck on the ladder, because I mean the whole thing with hunter is that it's really, you have to make it get up to 8 mana, because once you're at 8 mana as a hunter, the Call of the Wild is just a huge card for it. It's just their 2-drops are just really weak. So I see that Siambane did put a flame juggler in there for his 2-drop. I know some mid-range hunters run Doomsayer against aggros. It's really good, and yeah, Doomsayer is like the go-to 2-drop in this meta, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about Crazy Alchemist a little bit. That card has just made Doomsayer, you have to play it in some of these decks. I think, yeah, Mr. Yagut got top 10 recently with a mid-range hunter list. So there's a lot of variants running around right now. I like Huge Toad too, coming here from Siambane.
Yeah, I like the Toad, but sometimes his passive, his Death Rattle, doesn't go where you want it to go. But look at the start for DerpyTroller. 2 Tunnel Trogs in his hand, Totem Golem, Feral Spirit. This is like pretty much the dream hand.
I mean, you're just gonna drop both Trogs here, right?
Yeah. That is a crazy start.
And the thing is, like, even these hunter, so just gonna drop 1 for now. So maybe he wants to go into Totem Golem or maybe use the mana a little bit more efficiently. The thing with mid-range hunter though, it's having a very tough time coming back on the board like it used to be able to do. They don't run Knife Juggler and things like that.
Yeah, they don't anymore. Oh no, this frog is gonna take down the Tunnel Trog. Oh, no, he can just, yeah, Rockbiter. Oh, here we go. Then now the Tunnel Trog will come out.
Yeah, and then you can go into Feral Spirits, and you can go to Totem Golem after that. It's just like, okay, good luck. Do you have enough answers to really deal? When Shaman does this, it feels a little unfair, doesn't it?
Yeah, 2 Tunnel Trogs at the start. Oh, he gets a Huffer, which is great. So now all is fair.
No, it's fair. Oh, it's definitely fair. And I think you have to kind of make a decision here. I mean, you don't want the Huffer to really eat when you're Feral Spirits, but at the same time, it doesn't feel great, doing anything else, right? Like trading the Tunnel Truck here wouldn't feel great either. So what are you thinking?
I think it's fine if he values his Trog more than one Feral Spirit, then it's totally fine that the Huffer can take down one.
Siambane's gonna pick
he
up.
does have a Totem Golem, right? So it'll buff the Trog even more. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you can play Totem Golem and everything, but I think Eaglehorn Bow, that's a pretty big pickup. You're gonna be able to sort of try to actually grab some of the board back from the Shaman, and that's where Hunter is struggling right now. I think things like the Eaglehorn Bow is gonna do a good job. I wonder if we're gonna see any traps. I forgot looking at the list there, but some of the explosive traps have been seeing a lot of play because things like Zoo on the Ladder and like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that with the explosive trap is really good against the aggro, and the freezing trap is really good against control decks. But if he has a weapon, he might have one secret, maybe.
And DerpyTroller in a tough spot here. You can play Totem Golem, but that's when you're gonna miss out on that turn 5 Doomhammer. I mean, I think obviously playing the Totem Golem is very, very strong here. Buffs up the Trog, also gets the body. Sometimes though, you just need to get to the Doomhammer a little bit earlier.
I think he's gonna trade into the Flame Juggler here with both his minions. Yeah. So it becomes so the elephant has to take down the taunt. Siambane's turn though.
I mean, you can equip Bow here, start getting some charges on that. I think you kind of know what you're going to do on 6 at the moment, right? You'll probably just play the high main, depending on what else is going on. There's also...
You might just play the Houndmaster here to put up a taunt, and it doesn't... his elephant won't get killed just yet.
Yeah, and look at what's going to take to kill it, right? It's either going to take the Trog or the Totem Golem, but I think this might be the time where we play Lightning Storm, right?
Yeah. Because whatever it does, if it doesn't kill the 4/3, then his Argent Squire can take it down.
And you get to also buff your Trog one more time, so... And
or
keep hitting fates.
Flame Juggler. He could Flame Juggler and just Totem. See where this, yeah, okay. He was hoping it would land on the 5/2 elephant.
Yeah, that's it's interesting there. I mean, obviously, I think that was probably because DerpyTroller wants to play Doomhammer next turn, right? And not be overloaded turn after turn, not be able to play Doomhammer. But the roll didn't work out, and it actually made a pretty big difference on the board state right here.
Right. And he did sacrifice his Trog, so the Trog won't get a buff from the Doomhammer anymore. Savannah Highmane comes down, but Savannah Highmane is so slow against aggro.
Well, against Shaman, you see things like Hex, right? I mean, Hex is just... that absolutely destroys Highmane. And here, I totally agree with this. DerpyTroller just going to send the minions to face, start putting the damage on, put the Hunter at 10. And when Hunter's on the back pedal, it's definitely a little difficult.
Why do I keep thinking this Shaman's aggro is mid? Oh my gosh. It just feels like aggro. But yeah.
I mean, it's very easy to, get confused by it when it's still hitting with a 5/1 Tunnel Trog, right? And things like that. And still plays a 4-mana 7/7.
Because his starting hand was 2 Trogs, Totem Golem, Feral Spirits, but then when you see the Flame Juggler, okay, right. It's mid Shaman, that's right.
And the Lightning Bolt off the top is actually going to seal it for DerpyTroller. That's going to be just enough. I think Siambane even had a nice play there, trying to put, 2-turn lethal on there. But the Lightning Bolt, that's going to be it. So DerpyTroller going to get the first win of the night, and it's going to be 2-1 now for Siambane.
2-1. Anything is possible.
Well, I think what we're seeing here is it's going to be really on this Hunter. I mean, yes, it's the last deck. But I think when we looked at the lineups beforehand, it was really going to be the Hunter the whole time. Which of the decks remaining do you think the Hunter has the best chance against?
Probably the N'Zoth. What did Siambane ban from DerpyTroller?
So DerpyTroller still has a Zoo and N'Zoth Paladin.
It's going to be good against N'Zoth, I would say. If anything, Zoo is really fast, and like I said earlier, the Savannah High Main is just really slow against aggro, and it's even slow sometimes against the mid-range Shaman.
Yeah, running things like Explosive Trap, it's super difficult, right? We do see, Unleash the Hounds can still be good, but against things like Imp King Boss, you don't really have that many answers.
Right. It's Siambane doesn't have any 2-drops in his hand, so that could be pretty bad for him that he doesn't have a start. DerpyTroller's just gonna fill his board here with all his little 1/1. He's thinking, he didn't coin. He's not gonna coin out, yeah, because he doesn't have a turn 2, so he doesn't want to coin out anything.
Yeah, even with like minions like Infested Wolf that I thought were gonna be super. Oh wow. So yeah, DerpyTroller is gonna be able to get ahead on this board. But has 2 turn 3 plays now. Gonna be able to start doing some damage. This means you have uphill battle just from here on out for Siambane. Ooh, okay. Does get the Flame Juggler. Now, what are you looking for, though, in these next few turns to really come back on the board?
Oh, he has to probably make this trade into that, because this Imp Gang boss is going to be annoying. So,
Dark Dog Council is pretty good, too, though, right?
It is. Okay, he's going to bring out the Infested Wolf here. And if he breaks the wolf, at least he gets a couple of 1/1s to take down DerpyTroller's board.
Now, do you think this could end up being sort of a matchup where the Zoo player does just go more aggressive? I mean, DerpyTroller does have the 2 power overwhelming. Do you think they're more aggressive against Hunter nowadays than they may have used to be?
What's more aggressive nowadays?
I mean, I just think this matchup now, it's like, okay, Hunter's a little bit slower. And Zoo, Zoo's a little bit faster.
It's their start that messes them up, really. That's why the Doomsayer on the Hunter would have been really great, but I don't think Siambane has a Doomsayer. Because it would just, clear the board if they can't clear the starting board of the aggro if they can't take it down. So he's just gonna DerpyTroller all he has to do is just ignore the minions. They're not threatening right now.
Yeah, and even this Unleash, you're gonna unleash for 4, and it doesn't have a huge effect, right? It's able to take out the Councilman. But at the same time, you just threw a bunch of minions into that, right? And Zoo's probably gonna be able to take the board immediately after, even with you're gonna be able to play a 1-mana Sea Giant as well.
I like the Dire Wolf between the 2/3 and the 2/2. The Argent, Abusive. Defender of Argus and the Imp. So his Argus can take down the Flame Juggler. He can just drop every single minion here. Drop the Voidwalker, drop the Sea Giant.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts, actually. And
this
is the thing. You used to be a little more cautious against Hunter, right? Because of the big Knife Juggler turn. Now that card isn't really being played in many of these mid-range Hunter lists, you can just fill the board against Hunter a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm. It's really because of the Mad Scientist cut. It really is, because when they played Knife Juggler, they had, if they broke the Mad Scientist, they had Snake Trap with Juggler.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty big, and that could take down Zoo. But
is this a deadly shot right here? I think it is, and this needs to hit the Sea Giant. Oh!
You got it! Oh, here's the Crazed Alchemist, but Siambane's doesn't. Siambane's
Oh, is
Hunter
that
does not
enough?
have the
That
Doom
looks like enough damage right there. Yeah, double PO and the Soulfire. Gonna be 12 from hand, 4 on the board,
Mhm.
16 damage for lethal. So just like that, even when you hit the Sea Giant, you're still gonna lose to 12 burst damage from the hand.
That was a really good card pickup there for DerpyTroller.
So now we're gonna be tied 2-2. Looks like we're gonna have this mid-range hunter trying to get its first win and take the series. Now it's gonna be against that N'Zoth Paladin. I think we've been saying that that might be the matchup where mid-range hunter does shine.
Right. We will see. It just like keeps because their minions are a lot. They just keep coming back. The hunter's minions can just he can keep dropping them, and they're just really strong. So it all depends on DerpyTroller's hand if he's got some Aldors, humilities, and board clears.
Yeah, and I think like Call of the Wild also very, very good here. Doomsayer in the opening hand for DerpyTroller. That's gonna be pretty big going to all the turns coming up.
Yeah, it might not phase Siambane too much though, because he's just got hero power. Okay, he chooses not to go with the Doomsayer here. It's not really worth killing this. Just a fiery bat.
A little fiery bat. What a card!
I think he might put down the Doomsayer here now. Yep, but he doesn't realize that Siambane can use his kill command to take it down.
I think you kind of want to stay ahead, right? Yeah. So the kill command's gonna come down. You kind of just want to keep this rolling. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult to get rid of the second Doomsayer. So we'll kind of see what DerpyTroller decides to do right here.
He could just play the other one. Like, do you have an answer for this one?
Hey, at worst, it's gonna be 14 health, right? Like 14 health of taunt right there. That could be enough later in the match where if you didn't have that, you'd just be dead.
Yeah, Siambane does not have the answer to this. If he had his crossbow, his weapon, he could take it down, but he doesn't have it.
So that's going to clear up the board for the Paladin here. Now, okay, so we've got board control finally. And what are we doing with it, though? You know, I guess we could be forced to play a Kodo on 5 and not actually target anything. You kind of want to save Swamp Ooze to take out a weapon. Same with Wild Pyro. You don't really want to drop that right now either.
I think Kodo on 5 is okay. Even though it's not killing anything, it could actually kill off some of Siambane's minions.
And that's what DerpyTroller is going to go with there. Now it's time for the Hunter to try to get back on the board somehow. We see a lot more of these cards that, you know, a little bit more reactive, Unleashed and stuff. How big of an effect do you think Call of the Wild is going to have in this matchup, though?
I think he's really thinking about kill command here, but he's just choosing whether he wants a huge toad or animal
Companion.
Animal companion. Because if he animal companion, he would coin out the kill command. Terrible with names, card names.
I mean, there's only more and more. You know, it's not this stop. And I think here, this is going to be Siambane. You got to go face. You can't really deal with Karen in any way, shape, or form. And this might be a turn where, yeah, next turn you're probably going to coin out the 8-mana spell, things like that. So you might just need to start putting some minions on the board and hitting that face.
Right, yeah. Hunter is good for face. They do a lot of damage. Because DerpyTroller doesn't have any heals here, so Siambane going face is really great for him.
You know, at first I think I was like questioning the Tundra Rhino pick, but looking at like the next turn, you could do Tundra Rhino and charge up the huge toad, like stuff like that. So maybe it is actually having a lot of value in this new mid-range hunter list.
They usually run one, and I think there might be one Kodo or two Kodos. I've seen some people use Tiger too. I just really like the Rhino, if it's down on turn 5 and then you get Call of the Wild, oh wow. Or even Savannah High Main on turn 6, you can just charge with all your beasts. It's so powerful.
I mean, you get a charge of Savannah High Main. That is just such a big turn in the match. Just getting that 6 to face. And we said before, if Savannah ever hits face, that's sort of like the win right there. So DerpyTroller going to try to control this board a little bit. Drop the Spellbreaker. Doesn't want all of that extra damage coming. Oh wow! So now 2 Call of the Wilds in hand. I think
back to back.
Yeah, back to back, and you're just gonna hit face, right?
Yep, definitely. Because he's got another one, and the other one was just lethal already. With a Huffer going to face with 5.
Now there is an opportunity to clear the board here. Unfortunately, you know, that next Call of the Wild would probably be too much. You see any other ways to sort of get out of this one?
Let me think.
He has a taunt, but he doesn't have the taunt.
Yeah, I think you were probably looking. No heals, right? You didn't get anything like the Forbidden Healing. Didn't run into any of your qualities. Things like that may make it a little bit more efficient. Gonna be able to actually clear the board though. At the same time, we know what's in the hand there from Siambane, and it looks like those Call of the Wilds are just too much for N'Zoth Paladin to really deal with.
Exactly, it's just too much damage, and they need like the Paladin needs back-to-back like heals or clears for that.
So finally, on the back of this mid-range hunter, Siambane is going to get that win, close out the first series 3-2. And Call of the Wild, back-to-back Call of the Wild, just too much for DerpyTroller's Paladin.
Hey, I called it. Hunter is going to take down the N'Zoth. That's the only chance he had, really.
That's probably why it's here, right? I mean, why else are you bringing mid-range Hunter? You know, we haven't really seen it too much. I think at EU prelims, it was only 2% of the decks in the field.
I think mid-range Hunter can do okay against the mid-range Shaman. Or even the mid-range Warrior. I think those are like 50-50 matches, mid-range against mid-range. But against the N'Zoth, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Warriors always had a pretty hard time dealing with high main and still does. Guys, tonight we do have a few sponsors that are making this possible. Thanks so much to Esports Hero, Esports Arena, Twitch, where we are now partnering with, and Gamer Sensei. For our second match of Tuesday Night Hype, we're going to take a short break, but we will be back with It's Proto Hype taking on Task Bathtub.